On the Tules, they eat the bottom part of it, the white part. Because I remember Grandma telling us to do that too. I mean, you know, that's part of their food. They eat the bottom part of it. Does it taste too good when you eat a little further up? She sits on her canvas and work on that, you know, work that. Outside, where, you know, because everything gets all messy. A bunch of those tules all over the place. That was way before my time, though, too, collecting duck eggs. Just boil all the eggs and eat it. When we were doing that was around in November. We were fixing that house. When they dry out real good, then we went over there and cut them down.
I remember you could see them going across deep water, chase these ducks and stuff out of a deep pond, chase them out toward a place like this. So they both go out there and cut the tules, tie it up, put it on their back, haul it out.
Grandma and Grandpa lived in that mud hut with the willows when he was alive. Every weekend or whenever somebody's sick, they call him. Go over to his house. Indian doctor. He spoke Shoshone and Paiute. She talked Paiute and English. And I used to watch him make those rabbit blankets, too. He just skins it and makes it, you know, stretch it out. And then he twists it real tight and dry it out and tack them all together. They go over to Nixon, too, and work with that Frank John. I don't even know how old she is. She can't be 90-something years old because there's one lady in town, she's 102. Grandma said that that lady is younger than her, so Grandma must be about 104. She only had one daughter, that was my mom. She had about maybe 9, I guess. Most of them died. Alive now, there's only 4. Just 4 boys. Ivan, Walter, Leonard, Ashley. My mom spoke English. Grandma, she was, you know, she spoke Paiute. She wasn't really good in speaking English, and she learned from us. We taught her how to write her name. But she likes her X's better. I understand Paiute, talk mostly English. I think Grandma was the only one that knew how. We just watch her, that's all. I wasn't too young, about in my teens. I just help her get the things for it. She just sat down and worked on them. And all her little great-grandchildren were out there sorting them out, giving us little pieces of it. And that went to the museum. That house sitting in there now. She cut the ribbon 2 years ago. We took her over there and they cut her ribbon on her own, you know, the picture that they put in there for her, that great big one. I think she was pleased about it. Because there's no big picture of her anywhere. She tells everybody about it when they visit her, to go and look at her picture in the museum. So everybody say they're going to stop over and look at it, see what they have in there. Because they got that house and those, you know, I think some ducks. Grandma learned from Grandpa, because he was the main one that was making it, and then she seen how he did it, so she copied. And then when she couldn't make it no more, then my mom made it, and then Ivan. Then I learned it from Grandma. Learned how to make ducks. Tule's got to be dry. You use a dry one, she says, because these will shrink. It won't come out right. It's got to be dry. Everything was dry. When they're old, she said they get all spotty, those Tule. That's probably from rain. They're spotted. You can't use them. So old. Because they break off real easy. You know, they're old. She gets duck once in a while. She's got some friends in town that, you know, they come out here and hunt ducks and they give it to her. She don't really care for anything else. She likes ducks and rabbits. But she's got to eat what her, you know, what they cook now. And fish. She likes fish. Berries. Ducks and fishes. They eat those too. As part of their food. You know, when everybody else go out and hunt ducks, everybody goes out too. Now you gotta have license to kill ducks. Well, they just give it to them. But you gotta have your enrollment card, your membership card on the reservation. They won't give it to you unless you have one. They check your car before they go home, see how many ducks they got. Would they say not over 10 ducks? No more free ducks. Took me about 3 hours to help Grandma. Because you got to tighten them real tight. And you got to cut it. Takes about 3 hours. Beginners would take 3 hours. Because if you don't tighten them tight enough, you know, we have to take it undone again. Do it over. She made one not too long ago, 3 years ago? Those ducks. And that one was up. I think that one went to the museum. The Fowler Museum. You gotta make the head separate from the body. She was making the head. You gotta get them to go around real tight. She was making their heads. But then they popped off and got real loose. So we had to do them all over again. Well, that's if you don't tighten it real tight. You know, you gotta tighten it. Because it slips out somehow and it just, you know, unwinds. It's real loose. Because Grandma said to tighten them real tight. You could push the head in real tight too in the body. That's what I was doing to mine, and it, just tightens real tight. I thought that's how they make it. Just tie it underneath it. You gotta tighten it real tight. Push it down. Well, she just bends it real good, and it stays. No, I just took her word for it. It floats. Kills ducks, and they just skin them with the feather and all, and just put it over the Tule duck. And I guess they do float in the water. They come out here to the marshes. That house up near water, where the material is. That's where they get them instead of hauling them long ways. And they, take them out there and have them cut those things down. A couple hours, but if they have everything there. Because they got to put the frame first, and then they put the cattails on the outside. Tighten it down. They're strong, because I went up there with Grandma that time. We got a whole bunch of those. We just tore them off. They're hard. We stretch around out there. You got to cut them off, because when it goes down to the root, it's real hard to pull out. We have to cut them off. I think that's easier to carry on your back. They do the same thing with baskets too. The head, put it on your forehead and let everything, they carry it from the back. On their pine nut baskets too. Because I used to carry those pine nuts up with them when we used to go pine nut hunting. You can carry a whole bunch of pine nuts. Everything's got to be out in the open. I mean, you know, they didn't have ropes and stuff then. And, you know, some of those things that they use, I think, was sagebrush, you know, to tighten it up. It's just sagebrush and tules. I think we went over there, what was that, on Rabbit Road? It was cutting down a whole bunch of willows, and that was for part of it, for the frame, because it bends. I think Peggy was down there too. He was cutting around. They worked together all the time, my mom and Grandma. Just those two are always busy. Got to tie it to tie part of the house up. Sagebrush, bark, the outside of it, I guess. Just string it out and, you know, twist it. She makes her dresses with that too. You know, her Indian dresses and shoes. I used to go out with them when they did that pine netting. Go up there and I remember that when I was small. I was about 12 or 11 years old when I went with them. I got to carry those baskets, you know, put those cones in the back and take them to the camp. We went out that one time, but we didn't get that much because people got them all before we, you know, got there. There was a lot of people up there. I always see her doing, you know, like fixing pine nuts and stuff, where she was telling how they make pine nut soup and what they do before they grind it up in that rock. I remember that, hitting the pine nuts around. Just got to roast them first and then knock them out. They just got to crack them up and all that stuff. Cracking them with those rocks, you know, not too hard though, you squish them all up. I used to do that with her and she grinds it up into like flour. And then she fixes it up. Just boil it up, boil it. Seems like they wait till it's cooled off and then they eat it. You must know a lot of things, huh? What roots to eat and what not to eat for medicine. We took her, about 3 years ago. She was in her walker. We took her out there and she put her legs down in there because she said it was like medicine because that water is pure coming out of the earth. You know, it's got all those things in them. She put mud on her knees. She's got arthritis and that, that hot mud. That's what she used. And she brought some of that back and she used it, just used it when the mud dried out. She just wet it and put it over her knees. And she prayed. That kept her walking for a long time. She did that through that sweat insurers. Because I was working and those guys told me that she had a stroke and I went over there and I took her to Schurz real fast, without even going to the doctor or hospital. But she walked out of there because she knew where she was going, to that sweat lodge. They got her in there right away and she couldn't even talk Paiute or nothing because, that stroke got her mouth too weak. She stayed there a week and she came back and she was walking.
Do you have any Tules back there? Go back there and cut some and you can make one.
Yeah, you try that someday. Yeah. Couple more up there. Just tie wrapped around there, wrapped around.
Well, it depends on how big you want it. You can tie 2, 3 of them, or cut enough where you can tie the main parts of the tule, then bring them together and tie the ends, one on the back end and up in the front. And these here are already tied. Tie them together and just bring it on up, front end. Then you can just jump on there after it's tied. You want sunk. I've seen them bigger, you know, a little bigger.
You can just get some gill to cut a lot of it and tie it to strands. Then you just put the whole thing together and tie it once in front end, in the back, hold it together. Yeah.
How far are you starting up? Not too big, isn't it? Not too big. How far do you chop off the bottom? Yeah. Let's keep going this way.
No, wrap it around there, wrap it around there. Bring it on down. Okay?
No.
You don't have to have everything on top, you just make a round, tie it together and make it round. It's just a round. Well, just hold whatever you got, ducks or eggs or your guns. Just lay it on there. Anything you got, that'll fall off. They won't roll over.
We gotta trim these off, don't we? Dad?
Yeah. Cut it too short when it come off. A couple more up there.
Sake, called my language, sake. Boat, sake. This in the bottom, we say sake. Tule, boat.
I've seen one bigger than these, just like a log.
Tie it together and you crawl on top of it, you know. You don't sink.
Just throw in the water and jump on it.
You could push it or you could push it with a stick. Push it, you know. Depends on how deep the water is. You don't go very fast, but go right along.